Hi guys, I'm back with the Motorola 5T13P chassis. As you can see, I managed to mount new capacitors everywhere on the chassis, and okay, don't mind too much this jumble of electrolytics, but unfortunately I haven't received all the electrolytics I ordered to repair the Motorola chassis, because I ordered special electrolytics. Well, I mean electrolytics which are small enough to fit inside the original can of the electrolytic capacitor which was mounted on this chassis. So temporarily I mounted these electrolytics and a piece of wire to the ground so that I could test the radio. Now you'll notice that I also unmounted the antenna coil, which is resting here, and the original speaker, which is this one. Now the speaker was mounted inside the front of the cabinet, and it was attached via these three clips you see here to these studs which are on the four corners of the speaker. Now you'll notice there are four studs and only three of these clips, and although at first glance it looked like the radio was never worked on, I soon had to revise my opinion because the speaker, you see, was mounted upside down. I mean, the contacts of the speaker were up here, while the chassis of the radio was down here. So, and the speaker itself was quite loosely attached to the inside of the cabinet. So, and also the break in one of the wires of the antenna coil, which was repaired like you see here. All of these signs told me that at a certain stage somewhere in the past someone did in fact work on this radio. Now it doesn't matter, because whomever would have worked on the radio would not have had a lot of success, because the original electrolytic which was mounted inside this radio was not good. I mean, it was really spent. So the radio would not have worked well anyhow. So what is there left to do to this chassis? Well, obviously I will have to mount a new electrolytic can, or rather the original can but with new electrolytics inside. I might have to change one or two resistors which are off by quite a bit of their rated value, and I also will need to do a little bit more cleaning, and I will also have to align this radio if it works, obviously. Oh, I will have to do some minor repairs to the cabinet too, because as you can see there was a part broken off of the bottom of the cabinet. Unfortunately it's at the bottom of the radio, so it's not too visible. So I think with a little piece of plastic I can salvage from something else and a lot of epoxy glue, I think I can manage to repair this. Although it'll be hard to find this kind of pinkish hue plastic. It's pinkish beige. I don't know what the name of this color is, but you can see by the discoloration where the button was placed that originally the color was rather pinkish, and through the years the plastic darkened and became more yellowish in color. And I doubt that by cleaning it I can bring it back to its original color. But really, it doesn't really matter. The point is that the cabinet is almost unscathed. So, and it has a nice logo on top, and I have the buttons. So that's all of that is okay. So back to the chassis. As I said, I hooked up temporarily all these capacitors because I want to fire up this chassis and see whether it works or not. Well, at least I want to see whether it explodes or burns or just pops or does nothing at all. So I'm certain most of you are also quite impatient to see whether I managed to repair this radio or not. So I hooked it up to my safety transformer and via that one to a variac. So I also hooked up my multimeter so that we can follow the voltage as I'm ramping it up slowly. Well, let's get started. I'll switch the radio on for now, like this, and I'll put the volume somewhere in the middle. I mean, you are seeing this together with me for the first time, you know. So I'm actually quite nervous. I don't know what will come out of the radio, but well, we'll try. So okay, it's on. The volume is somewhere in the middle. The variable capacitor is also more or less in the middle. Right, well, okay. So let's switch on the voltage meter. Yeah, and now let's ramp up the voltage by turning the variac. I think I will ramp it up to say 45, 50 volts and see whether the filaments in the tubes all glow or not. Okay, that's where we are. Okay, hang on. I'll put down the camera for a moment so that I can switch out off the lights. Okay, I know you can't see very much, but I can see one of the tubes at least. It's the 12AV6, and its filament is glowing, but very slightly. I don't think you can see it. So let's ramp up the voltage a little bit more, because I need to see whether the filaments glow or not. Let's say to 60 volts. I still hear no sound. I don't know whether you can see these filaments glow, but I can see them glow. It's very faint. Well, at least in the 12AV6. Oh yeah, and in the 35W4 too. I don't see the others glow. No, let's see from the side whether I can see anything, but no. No, I can't. Well, the radio looks normal. I don't see any smoke or anything coming off the radio. So let's pump up the voltage a little bit more. Say to 75. Okay. There is sound coming from the speaker. That's a good sign. Aha. And it reacts when I turn the volume knob. And that's a good sign. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can... Oh. It seems to react when I grab the shaft of the tuner capacitor. Okay, let's turn it. Yeah, that's a lot of noise. Whoop. Ah. Yeah! It's a German radio station. Oh yeah, man. Well, I seem to have done it. It works. Ooh. It's rather loud too, so the volume is okay. And I'm still only at 75 volts, as you can see. Okay. Well, I think you can see the filaments glow now. So that's okay. And we have sound. Ah, that's great. Okay. Well, I still don't see any smoke, or I don't hear anything peculiar from the radio. So, well, let's pump up the voltage a little bit higher. Say 90 volts. Oh, the volume is louder still. Oh, that's great. Okay, let's see if we can get another station. No, not in that direction. That's the German station. That's another German station. Okay. I can hear a radio transmitter, but it's very faint. Let's pull up the voltage to, say, 110. Okay. Oh yeah, now the filaments are really bright. And from the other tubes too. So that's great. Okay. Now let's try. This buzzing noise is strange when I touch the variable capacitor shaft, but I guess I must be acting as a sort of an antenna, and I'm picking up the mains voltage out of the air and inducing it into the tuning circuitry, I suppose. Okay, well anyway, later on there will be a plastic knob on top, so I don't think that will be a problem. Also, the shaft has a turn reducer, so when I turn the little shaft in the center here, I feel like I have to turn twice. Oh. That's a French radio transmitter, but it's very faint. But keep in mind the radio is still not aligned, and since I changed all the parts on the circuit, probably the alignment is quite a bit off, so I'll have to realign the radio for sure. There's also this sort of whistling noise. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Okay, that's music. Yeah, that's a French song. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching my video bringing back to life this Motorola 5T13P. I think I will make one more episode where I'll finish up on all sorts of tasks to bring this radio up back to its original state, like mounting a new capacitor, cleaning it up a bit, repairing the cabinet and all that, but that will be it. So stay tuned, and I'll be back with an update, the final update on this Motorola 5T13P. Thank you, good night, and I'll see you soon.